Hello everyone, and welcome to Judy's Creations in Crochet. I am so happy to have all of you stop by and watch this video. Today is December the 22nd, 2022. Lots of twos. 3 more days till Christmas. I bet it's getting pretty excited at your place. Very quiet here at my place. But I am so excited to be with you here today. I have lots of things to share with you. So let's get started. I never know just exactly where to start, but I think I'm going to start by saying welcome again. And I am so happy to have you here with me. And I want to thank all of my subscribers for being such loyal followers. And I have to say that the number of my subscribers has jumped up over the past couple of weeks. I think that's due to maybe a little bit to the Winter Yarny YouTube hop from yesterday, but I think a lot of it happened before that because of my posting of all of the Advent patterns that are out there for crocheters, and I've added to it. I'll talk about that later. But if you are new here, I want to welcome you also. I am really happy to have you. And if you see something you enjoy, please hit the subscribe button and don't forget to touch the bell and change it to all. I only come to you once a week, so I won't flood your inbox. And for all of you, please hit that like button and please leave a comment. I love hearing your comments, your reactions to what I'm showing you or what you would like to see. I do read everyone and I respond to everyone. So I love getting your comments. So now let's get started. And we're going to start where we should start with, what am I wearing? And I am wearing my Christmas scarf. I'm going to take it off so you can see. If you remember, in the fall, not that long ago, I received some yarn from Ravenswood, and it was called Candy Cane. And I wrote her and I said, that candy cane would look great in sparkle. And she very nicely made it in sparkle. And I got 2 skeins. I still have 1 skein in the vacuum sealed pack. But I took the 1 skein to make something specially for Christmas. I love the way the colors did work out into the finished product. You can see that it is like a boomerang shawl. So that might be a clue that it is one of those 1 skein wonders from CJ Brady. And in fact, it is called Just Breathe. I really like her patterns. Now this called for one skein. And I happen to know that I must be a very loose crocheter because I always have to go down a size or more in hook. And I believe I did this in a 4.0 millimeter hook because I didn't really care about making any kind of gauge. And in actual fact, I ran out. This row at the end is straight, and her pattern calls for decreasing along the sides, and I should have kept decreasing to a point. But you know what? It was large enough, and I didn't mind the look of that edge. And so when I got to the end of the skein, I just stopped because I wanted that other skein to make something else in the future, another Christmas scarf down the road, or put it with another color, a red or something. So anyway, here it is finished. I will link the pattern, Just Breathe, down below. And I will link Ravenswood as well. She is starting a subscription plan for the new year, and I'm going to get on the 3-month subscription plan to try it out, see how it works. Then I will see about getting on a yearly one. Anyway, that is what I am wearing. So that is a new FO. Can you see? Can you see the sparkles? I guess they aren't too evident, but definitely it is very sparkly, and I just love it. And I love her yarn. Now, I have a couple of other FOs, but these are things you have sort of seen before. The first one is behind me on the chair. I had this almost done last week. I counted it as an FO, although I did need to go back and add more rows. So more rows to this shawl. This is the, I think he calls it the Rover shawl, or at least the Rover stitch. It's by Fiber Spider. I will definitely link it below, and we will be taking it out because I don't know if I've ever mentioned, but my church has a breakfast program for anybody that wishes to come, and some of them are homeless, some of them are on very limited means, and we serve 180 breakfasts every week on average. And so they've decided for the winter they're going to put out some things to help keep them warm this winter. Hats and scarves and shawls and blankets and whatever. So my friend and I have decided that we're going to take what we have and take it over there, and I'll be taking it next week. So this shawl is now done. It's the one that I told you I did with Shawl in a Ball Fab. It is no longer available, but I will link the pattern because I know people like to know what I have made. So that's one finished object that you actually saw last week. I'll put that behind me. I don't have a lot of space for more mannequins. Now, another thing that you saw last week, and I wasn't too sure about it, but I blocked it, and now I'm really excited about how it turned out. And here we have Faith modeling it. I'm going to take it off her so you can see it better. This is our shawl game. The shawl we made with the game with the dice and the 6 colors of yarn. I believe they were 50 grams, so half of a hank. And we rolled the pattern, we rolled the color, and I'm going to start from the beginning. Here's where we started, and it got wider and wider. And last week I showed you where I finished it off with this mixture and then these 2 sections. And why I wasn't happy was the shape, but I blocked it. Now, it really stretched it. I wish it hadn't stretched quite as much, but I blocked it, and look at the edge. It is straight, no big bulges. I am so happy. Hey, we got something falling over down here. I am so happy with the way this turned out. Slight bulge there, but not enough to notice. And I measured it. And along the final side, this is about 45 inches. I can't quickly make the switch over to centimeters, but 45 inches is more than a meter, 39. So it might be 1.1 meters. And the length, this is one long asymmetrical triangle. The length is 75 inches. 75 inches. That's very close to 2 meters long. It feels really nice. It really wraps nice, and it is actually big enough that you could almost wear it as a shawl. It's a little longer on this side with that long thin tail than this, but you could put it around you like a shawl and then just have the longer tail. Let's see if I can do that here on Faith. There, she's wearing it as a shawl, and then I have limited space to move here. And then a longer tail. So that tail could easily be wrapped around like that. And there is a nice long, see the back? A nice long piece there. It is quite large, and it could be wrapped around the neck. That's hard to hold up. It could be wrapped around the neck several times. The way I did have it on her was to wrap it this way and go around and come around again, and it would make a very nice piece, nice and warm and cozy around the neck. So in the end, I'm actually very happy with this. It is quite nice. I like it, and I'm sure somebody else is going to like it too. So that is the shawl game. It has a whole long name to it, and for one last time, I have it linked in the description box below. I have the whole kit linked, and I have where you can go to just get the pattern. The pattern is not the best in the world. If I ever did this kind of thing again, I'd just do a straight moss stitch through the whole thing. Okay, another finished object, and if you are a real follower of mine, you would have got my video yesterday for the Winter Yarny YouTube hop. But for those that missed it, here is what Hope is wearing. Oh, I got too many things here and they're all falling over. And Hope is wearing this scarf. This is the Just Feel Festive scarf, and right over my face, I think. I'm going to put a picture of it showing in the bundle of Advent possibilities, patterns for Advent minis. So here's the picture. You see there are two side by side, both by Kalisha Ryan. There is the Just Feel, I forget the name of the other one. This is Just Feel Festive. And I didn't do minis when I did this the first time. I wanted to try it out. I definitely will make this again, and I will make it with minis. And that particular pattern suggests taking 2 strands, doubling up, and making this. I have a lot of, and will have a lot of fingering weight yarns, and I think I may double them up and make it. So this is the scarf. I just looped it around here, and I made it. I'll show you in just a minute. There it is. That's how it looks. It's a granny, just a straight granny, but done on the bias. So this is very, very long because I used the biggest part of 2 cakes. There we go. It's quite long. I used the biggest part of 2 cakes of Flowers Merino from Yarn Art. Now these actually have 590 meters or 645 yards. Now I took out some of the white and some of the gray. It was going to be just way too long. So the colors, it was 2 different cakes, and they were different colors, although similar. And I thought they went together, and I wanted more of the pink than anything. So I took out some white and gray. I showed that in my video yesterday, the Winter Yarny YouTube. So if you want to see more, you can check it out. But I will link this pattern, Just Feel Festive, in the description box below. So get that out of the way. Now, I finished that quite a while ago, and I never had time or chance to show it to you, so I kept it for my winter video. Now, while we're talking about the Advent bundle, And by the way, I have added more to it. The one that I have to show you today, I didn't realize it wasn't even in that bundle, and it definitely fit the criteria to be in that bundle. So I'm going to show you a picture right here of this other pattern in the Advent bundle, which is now up to over 70. I think there's 72, if I recall correctly. And that picture is the pattern that I made just this week. In fact, I finished it, I believe I finished it on Tuesday. So here it is. Here's my version of it. It is a cowl. And I made a few changes. First of all, see the different colors? Those are the Advent minis that you put in it. And it actually suggested 7 different colors. And I only put 3 different colors for a couple of reasons. It was getting far, far too big. And the other thing is, each of these colors is supposed to have 6 rows of the color, and I only did 4 rows of the color. And again, one of those reasons was it was going to be really, really big. And this is a decent weight, although this is all fingering yarn. I'll show you in a minute. It's all fingering yarn. Because you're crossing over it makes it feel thicker, and of course ribbing is thicker. And I realized real quick that I was not going to have enough of this base color, this gray, if I did 6 rows of each. And then if I did a 7th one, I would never have enough to finish it. So this is my version of it. And I have a reason for, by the way, I will link this pattern, which is called Through the Rain Cowl. I will link it in my description box below. You will be seeing this again. Because my reason for picking this is I wanted to have a few patterns done by the designer. Her name is Bella from Fiber and Fox. Because at the end of January, I'm not sure which week exactly, but towards the end of January, I'm going to have her as my featured designer. She is in the process right now of sending me responses to my interview questions. So I wanted to have one of hers done to introduce that. Plus, I will have more of hers done by then. So I used a bunch of minis that I had in my stash. And because I didn't do the whole amount, I had this much left of each color. And I don't know where they're from or anything. They are just normal fingering weight minis, so they are likely a merino nylon blend. Then I used as the base, and I don't know, maybe you can see, it is gray with lots of flecks of color. And here it is. And I had this much left of the full skein. So you know I could not have done 2 more. If I had done 2 more of each of these colors, I would have added that much more height, to this cowl. And then if I'd had a 7th color, you know I would not have had enough. So you can see it is light and dark gray with flecks of colors. This wine seems to stand out, but there is some teal. There's some light blue. Now, this yarn I bought several years ago, maybe 3 years ago, and I bought it from Green Button Jar. Green Button Jar is a local dyer to me. She's actually in Windsor, Ontario. And that's just an hour from me. She doesn't have a store. She's online. I found her on Etsy, and I will definitely put a link to her in the description box below. So that is those are all my finished objects for this week. And you'll see this again because I'll be showing it when I feature the designer in January. So what do we do next? Well, I am really excited. I won't go into complete details, but I am really excited to bring you the news that I am planning a cow for 2023. And when 2023 gets here, I'll explain why. But for right now, I just want to tell you a little bit about it to get you interested. And hopefully you'll come back on January the 2nd. I'll explain why in a minute. I will be doing an introductory video to, it's a year-long video, year-long cow, but it's going to be done by the month. For those of you that have watched Seta's Place in the past, anyhow, I haven't been celebrating yet. Anyway, if you've ever watched Seta's Place, she has done for 2 or 3 years running, she has done a monthly calendar cow where she shows a calendar picture and then you do something for that month. Well, mine will be similar, but I am not using a calendar. I will explain what I am using in the very first video on January the 2nd. But every month there will be an inspiration for the month to make an item for the month. And I will do that all year long. So it is a year-long cow. And I'm saying cow in both sense, although I will probably write it as C-A-L. I'm inviting you knitters out there that do not crochet at all to feel free to join in and knit something. Okay, I'm saying that right off the bat. You can knit or crochet an item each month. So look for my video on January the 2nd. All the other months, they will come out on the 1st of the month. But January 1st is a pretty big holiday that people are traveling and visiting and watching football or whatever it is you do to celebrate the new year. And I decided for that 1 month, I would release the video on the 2nd. Okay, so I'm very excited about this. It's been in the planning stages for several months. I have gone out and gathered my inspiration pictures, and in almost every case I have, I'm sure I have the yarn selected for each month as well. So I hope you will join in on that. I hope you will come back January 2nd and watch my special video where I talk more about it. So that's that. Now, the thing you've all been waiting for, just a minute. I need a little sip. Today it's orange juice. What you've all been waiting for, and that is to see more Advent calendar yarn. Everybody seems to really be enjoying it. So I went out and I got some proper boards to do some display this time. Alrighty, we're going to start with the one that is based on drinks. They have inspirational cards and drinks, and I got it put together on a smaller board. So here is what we have so far. There are the first 15 days of the month. Quite a variety. So it'll be interesting to see where they go for the rest of the month. Now I'm going to keep that in front of me because I'm going to pin them on as we go. Now, this is the one that I said smelled so much. So I brought them up one at a time and I found out a little more why it smells. But anyhow, let's do one day at a time. Here's day 16. Here is the inspiration card, and it's called Mott and Mulberry. Mott and Mulberry. And here, good representation. Here is the color. And you'll see in a bit that it works in very well with the last few colors. So We'll pin it on here. I hope I can get all 24 on this board. I think I can. The next one, day 17. Day 17. Here's the drink. And it's called Blood Orange Mule. Blood Orange Mule. Looks like some orange slices there. And working on a little more into the orange. It's a nice, rich looking color. I think you're gonna like how this looks when it's, I'm gonna have to squish these a little bit more, or we won't get them all on this board. Okay, now the next one came with a gift. This is the 18th. The 18th. I have opened them all, so they are all ripped already. And this is the inspiration picture, and it's called Dill Caesar. And that is a very, very rich orange, but it's not in your face orange. And actually, see, there are speckles of brown in it. That's nice. And with it, we got this gift, which is the first thing I want to say about this that I like is that it has no scent. It is unscented, no scent. And it is Sola Skincare. So it's soft skin balm. I'll show you the lid. Is it focusing? I can't tell. So it's a wax kind of feel. So that was a nice little gift. And I like this color. It's going to look really good next to this. And moving on, the next one, I'm not going to show you. You know I ripped it open already. This is number 19, and it's called Pomegranate Ginger Spritz. Some beautiful warm tones. And she moved into a red, cherry red, but it has some black in it. So that was number 19. Yeah, number 19. Okay, next we have number 20. Day 20 is called Clover Club. It looks a little darker than the yarn. The yarn is a pink, but it's got brownie tones in it, and it's got speckles. Actually, I like that. Okay. Now, as you know, I did say that I am opening all the packages right up to the 24th. So, continuing on, this is the 21st. And it is called Kir, K-I-R, Kir Royale. And this is going into the purple, but purple with brown. And it has different tones of the purple. Yeah, that's quite nice too. Some very pretty, interesting colors here at the end. So that was day 16, 17, 18, 20. Day 20. Okay, moving on to 21. Something wrong here. No, this is 22. I must have miscounted. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, 22. I miscounted. This is 22. And I almost lost my yarn. This is called Smokin' Berries. Smokin' Berries. I'm curious where they get all of these. And this is the color. So it's kind of the royal purple gold kind of look. I miscalculated when I was setting these up. I have way too many pins. Next we have 23. This would be tomorrow's, but I didn't want to save this 2 days till a week from now. I wanted to finish it all up. Just drop the card. So day 23, we have Cranberry Blackberry Smash. Anybody that enjoys these, what do you call it, elaborate drinks, you might be making note of these names and you could go and look them up. Cranberry Blackberry Smash. And here's the color. It's a little more purple than the last. It has 2 tones of purple and a little less of that gold look. The gold is actually changed to a tan. See the 2 different purples? There's obvious 2 different, actually there's 3 different tones of purple there. And finally, I can now understand why this box had such a strong smell. Yes, I did show you that there was that apple cinnamon bar last week, but this week we got a sachet, which I'm holding away from me, because this sachet is called Organic Mulling Spices. And it's what's really strong, and it has cinnamon, orange peel, allspice, cloves, and other natural flavors. And it is the allspice as well, but the cloves, when I got anywhere near it, I could really smell the cloves. I guess they use this when they're like, you know, hot apple cider or whatever else. I'll be throwing this out right out of my house later today. The smell is too much. But here is the, oh, I should not have picked it up. Mulled wine. And look at this color. Mulled wine really looks mulled wine, doesn't it? Beautiful colors of burgundies and what have you. So I'll pin this onto the board. And now we have, oh, that smells. Now we have the entire 24 days. Some really beautiful colors there. Somebody might enjoy putting all 24 of those together. I suspect I will break it into 2 or even 3 different sets. Some of them I might even put into other Advent packages, but I'll straighten it out. A lot of very, very beautiful colors. So that is the Advent calendar that came from, I'm trying to think of the name of it. The name doesn't come to me, but it came from BC. Again, they are all linked in the description box below. So we're going to put this way over here, out of the way, so that it doesn't fall down. And we're going to get rid of all of these bags, which will go in the garbage later. Right. And the cards. So next we have that very special hand-dyed yarn that came from Denmark, and it's called Pook yarn. I said the wrong name last week, but it's called Pook yarn, and there are the first 15. Now I think I can get the rest on this board, and then you can see them all. Okay, so you see the transition, and I'm going to put that board back over there for the moment and bring in complicated. Bring in these bags. I have these bags, and I'm just have them sitting on the table beside me. I won't try and put them up on the table where I'm videotaping. I have a little side table here. So this is the one I think most people are enjoying the most. Number 16. This is the one with all the sticky. And ooh, look at the bright teal and the lighter color. It's like a tonal, and it's moved on a bit from the last skein. Yes, brighter than the last one. I won't pick it up and show every time. It would take us all day to finish this video. So here's number 17. Looks, to me, it looks the same. I know a lot of you are seeing small differences to make the gradient. I'm afraid my eye doesn't detect the difference. These two look the same. So that's the end of showing them. Moving on to day 18. These bags they're very stiff. They're a thick, double layered bag, and they're a little hard to open. That may be a little darker, less of the light than the last one. It's going to be beautiful to work with. The texture, I wish you could feel it. The texture is lovely, the merino and silk. Day number 19. Now, this is definitely brighter. There is a difference here. Very pretty color. I like teals as well. $20. That may be even a little touch darker. It's a very pretty color. I really like it. Having trouble getting it in the board. 1, 2, 3, 4. $21. That's yesterday. Yes, up here I can see the change in colors up here. Maybe a little darker. it's just a very beautiful color. I do like. $22 today. Here's today's package. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Nice, rich color. Definitely a little bit darker than the last one. $23 tomorrow. 23 is my number. You'll hear more about 23 later. This is getting to be a little more blue, true blue. Very pretty. But again, it has tonal qualities, so it's not completely solid. And finally, 24. Ooh, that is a lovely blue. And that has light and dark. Beautiful blue. Beautiful blue. So I have to admit that when I told her blue and purple were my favorite colors, I think she was working, and I told her I did like teal and fuchsia and grays and so on as well. I think she worked hard. I have to give her credit. I think she worked hard at trying to do me a really beautiful fade from purples through. See, she went from purple to grays, moved into teal, and took the teals into blue. And if I can get back far enough for you to see the whole thing, that is a beautiful, beautiful fade. It is gorgeous. I love the colors, and I definitely love the feel of this. They are so silky smooth feeling. So there we go. Isn't that lovely? Yep. So that's Pook Yarns from Denmark. And now I'm going to put them aside because we have one more to do. And the last one is called Yarn Unique, and they are from the UK. And again, I have linked them in the description box below, and I still maintain this is one of the classiest sets in the way she packaged it and sent it. So now this one has actually, I'll take out all the ones that are left, and you can see it goes up to number 25. So we got a bonus one with this. Whoops, I'm ripping them as I pick them up. Now, just before I start opening them, and boy, I'm keeping this box. What a beautiful box to store something in. That is gorgeous, and it has a magnet. Now, before I start opening them, I want to show you what we have so far. A few pins here. This is up to day 15. And again, working through a really nice gradient. Isn't that beautiful? And it's all sparkles. I knew I was getting sparkles. That's why I ordered this one, because I love my sparkles. And I've been able to get it. I went and got a board to put them on. And I think I have room to get the rest of them on there. We'll see. Now, where do you think she's going to go color-wise? Greens into the aquas, into the blues. What do you think is going to happen next? I'm very curious. I am curious to know, might this go into purples, which would be gorgeous? Or might she try to find a way to get into red, to have red with the Christmas colors? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm finding out with you. So here is day 16. Since I don't save any of these, I am just ripping. And it is a nice, another deep, rich purple, blue. Isn't that beautiful? Blues. You know me and my blues. And I'll put this on the board. Moving along, we're getting kind of a long video here, but I had quite a few of you tell me, don't worry about how long it is. We're enjoying it. They like seeing this yarn get unwrapped. So now we're lightening up a bit in the blues, but we're putting some black in with it. Pretty, very pretty. Very pretty. Must take a lot of talent to be able to slowly change the colors as they do. So this is number 18. Oh, a nice combination of blues, light and dark. Does that look like maybe we're getting a little bit of purple in there? Be interesting to see. I don't know if I'm going to get them all on this board. That's what I'm worried about. 2, 4, 6, 7. Well, maybe. Here's 19. Oops, I should be showing you 19. Oh, I think the direction we're going is purple. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. I'm liking this. Well, you know I would. Blues and purples. 20. Oh, look at this. Oh my. Oh my. My. Love it. Yep, we are going to purples. I didn't tell this lady, so she reads my mind. $21. Oh, yep. We're going to purples. Look at that. Oh, yes. $22. This has been a great Advent set. Actually, all of them were. They're just very, very different. Each one of them is very, very different. And look at these purples. You know that these purples are making me happy. 22. Wow. $23. Oh, another beautiful purple. It's got I don't know, fuchsia or pink tone to it. Look at that. Wow. That is so pretty. Now I have to be thinking of what I'm going to be making with these, but I have lots of choices. Just go to the bundle there. 24. And that's where most of them end, is 24. Oh my. Oh my. Beautiful. Beautiful. 24. Oh dear. Ah. Get into the board here. And finally, we have the extra bonus, 25. Like I said, most just do 24. So the fact that she did a 25th, I think is really special. And we're going to see it with me. Look at that. That is a beautiful, beautiful color. 25. Mostly pink, pinky purples. Yepper. I definitely like that. So, I got them all on one board. And there they are. Greens to aquas to blues to purples. Each of these has about 80. I can make, there's no way 80 times 25, like I said, 2,000. I could make 3 shawls or items with these real easy. So I can see me taking, you know, a third of the way here, which would be about 8 times 80, 640. And then I would take 8 or 9 in the middle, and then another 8 out here. So I'd have green into aqua, I'd have light purple into navy, and then I'd have blues into a bit of aqua. Aren't they gorgeous? If I can find a pattern for something longer, I may split it in half, which would be right in here somewhere. But you can see in the dark colors all that sparkle. I think you can see the sparkle down there too. Isn't it beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. I have not been disappointed. And although initially I was a teeny bit disappointed with my merino silk, I am not by the time I'm done. I think it is gorgeous. So these have been 3 beautiful advent calendars. The one that was the drinks, I think it'll get split up more and put with other things because it has a real wide variety of colors. So that's the advent calendars finished, everyone. Tell me what you thought of them. Which one did you like best? What ideas do you have for me to make with some of these? That's going to be my next problem, figuring out what to make with them. Because I don't want to just hide them away in a cupboard somewhere and let them languish. I would like to make something with at least 1 or 2 of them during this year. And I will definitely have more for next year. I saw some other companies I really liked, and in fact, I'm looking into getting one that is a bit discounted because it's late in the season and having Christmas in July. Tell me what you think about opening one of the Advent calendars in July. Something we'll think about. Okay, I want to finish up with a couple things. First of all, what I am working on, whips. Now, I think I mentioned to you there's a set of twins coming in our family in the spring, and I found out I was supposed to be at a shower at the 1st of December and didn't have these made. My plan was to make them in January. But it turns out that a couple of my nieces are coming to visit me next week. And so I'm going to hurry and get these done so they can take them back and I won't have to mail them. 2 Afghans being mailed, not going to be cheap. So I started one last night. Here is the beginning of the one. I think you remember I showed you this in the fall that I bought this vintage yarn. I used the wrong word, and it's called Dazzle Air by Karen. Vintage means it is old. I don't know when this came out. Maybe in the 60s, maybe in the 70s, maybe before that, in the 50s. The person bought this at Kmart, so Kmart was in existence when it came out. And I have 8 skeins of this, and you can see I still have some left, and I've done this much, and this is called the Which Way Filet by Fiber Spider. I will link it below. And I'm not going to do 2 exactly the same. Apparently, there is also a granny merge. And it's the granny merge where it's half one way, half the other, and then it switches. And it's done by Blossom, and I will link it below as well. And although I will finish these within the week, they will be gone before I think they will be gone before I make my next video, unless I make my video before they come. But if I don't get to show them on the video, I will take good pictures to show you next week what happens with the 2 of these made with this particular yarn. Now, I want to finish out my video, which is going to be taking an hour from the looks of it, with wishing all of you, Kiki and I both want to wish all of you a very, very Merry Christmas. I wish everybody the blessings of hope, love, peace, and joy. Those are the blessings of Christmas. And I wish that for all of my followers and friends. Now, to say Merry Christmas to you, I am going to have a little giveaway, and this is how it will work. I'm going to give away some patterns. I'm not saying how many. Might be 2, might be 3, might be 5. I don't know. Depends on how many of you participate. But you do have to do something. I am going to give away some C.J. Brady patterns. And so this is your job. You need to go into C.J. Brady patterns, and I will link her patterns in Ravelry in the description box. So what you need to do is follow that link to Ravelry. She has several pages of patterns. She has over 120 patterns. I'm sure you can find something you like there. She does have a couple of knitted ones. She had a few that she could never release because they were commissioned by Knit Crate, but as you know, Knit Crate is now no longer. So she could then share those with her followers. So they've been released also. They were done in bulky yarns. But anyway, all you need to do is go to follow the link to Ravelry, look through her patterns, and pick one. It's going to be tough, but pick one that is your favorite. If you tell me your favorite in the comments from this video, then you possibly could win your favorite pattern from her. And I will be drawing next Tuesday, which is December the 27th. I have to draw my Winter Yarny YouTube winner, and I will draw winners. It is plural. I will draw winners from this video as well. I will be drawing for those patterns. So you need to tell me which pattern do you like, and I'll know if it's one of her patterns or not. So until next week, happy hooking. and have a very, very blessed Christmas.